Hey, in this video, I'm going to talk about Cozey, a new one-of-a-kind modular sofa in a box. I want to walk you through my experiences of taking this sofa to 3 different locations to show how easy it is to assemble and disassemble. And of course, I want to show you how comfortable the actual sofa is. So let's get right into the video. So we've all seen the trend of mattress in a box, which eliminates the need of a brick and mortar store. This makes the shopping experience digital and more convenient for the customer. Not only is the convenience added, you're also going to get cost savings and better quality product in the end, because they don't need to pay sales commission to people and pay for the rent of the store, obviously. So when I saw a sofa in a box, I was very intrigued by this. You see, I had this problem. I was moving into a smaller apartment and I had this huge, large, bulky sofa that was impossible to move without any help. The way I like to think about it is the things you own end up owning you. I was chained to this place all the time because it would be such a big deal to actually move it out. Because the sofa was so bulky, it was very hard to manage through doors and hallways, especially when you want to get it in the elevator. It was just a difficult task even for 2 large, strong people. So when I saw Cozey's modern sofa, I had to get this for my next move. There was no way I was gonna lug this huge sofa again. Not to mention, my old sofa looked really outdated. It was kind of leather, it didn't look very modern, and it just made the place, a small apartment, look smaller because it was very dark and it didn't really brighten up the room at all. If you think about it, we're constantly moving between different places. We're living in dense urban cities and there's always opportunity to move to a different place. You don't want to be tied down to your stuff. I think the world really does need this type of sofa. A sofa in a box that's easy to transport, looks very elegant and modern, but most importantly, it's very comfortable to sit on, watch your Netflix, and of course, take cozy naps. One of the caveats of buying furniture online, such as a mattress or sofa, is that you don't get to try it before you actually buy it. I hope this video review gives you some insights and helps you with your decision making in terms of how the quality is, how it feels. But I want to let you know that Cozey does have a 30-day no questions asked return policy, so if you don't like it, you can always return it. So one of the key elements of Cozey's sofa is that it's modular in design. This means it's very easy to transport, assemble, disassemble, while still being very rigid, very sturdy in design. Most sofas or couches that you buy in a standard brick and mortar store, they're going to come delivered pre-assembled. Now that can be a little bit convenient for you, but when you try to move this, it's extremely bulky. It's going to be really difficult, very hard to maneuver when you want to move. In some situations, you'll need to assemble the sofa, but once it's assembled, it's almost impossible to disassemble because it's not built that way. It's not built modular in design. So it ends up being this really large, bulky item in the end. Speaking of assembly, let's talk about Cozey's assembly process. It is extremely easy. It's like playing with Lego. It's a very playful type of experience. The instructions that they provide are very well detailed in color, not very cryptic like the ones you get from IKEA, for example. Everything just connects like Lego blocks.
The first step is to obviously unbox all the large pieces. The skinny narrow box is for the armrest, and then each large box represents each seat. One thing I noticed as I was unboxing the sofas was that they inserted a cardboard tip near the flaps of the actual box. This protects your sofa in case you use the knife to open the box. I have to admit, this attention to detail is very much appreciated. Just lay the items from left to right as seen here. In the next step, you simply put the backrest into the base of the seat. It easily slides right in. The next step is to connect all the large pieces together, and that's very simple. All you have to do is make sure it's locked into place. Then screw on the legs. What's really nice is that Cozey includes some felt tips, so you're not going to scratch your hardwood flooring. Simply apply this on each leg. In the next step, you're just going to apply the latches. If they're too tight, make sure you loosen them up a bit. This ensures everything is aligned correctly flat. I have to admit, the sound it makes when it snaps into place is very satisfying to hear. As you can see, the whole setup is done by myself. I did not need any helper throughout the process. And for the last step, simply put on the pillows and you're ready to go. One thing you'll notice during these instructions is that I did not require any tools at all. And this is something that I really appreciate. No drilling. This makes it very easy to disassemble and assemble many times without any wear and tear on the actual parts. I also found disassembly to be just as easy. All you have to do is read the instructions in reverse order.
For me to assemble the love seat, it only took about 20 minutes, and if you've done it once or twice, it becomes even faster. So let's talk about transporting the sofa from one location to another. Now, you would never imagine fitting a full-size love seat into the hatchback of an Impreza, a Subaru Impreza, but this actually works. And I imagine if you have a larger SUV, you could probably fit the 3-seater. My pro tip for actually transporting this is to not keep the boxes, just keep everything wrapped in like maybe plastic wrap so you don't get it dirty. This will allow you to maximize the volume space so you don't end up blocking your view. Now, the Cozey sofa comes in many different configurations. You can choose just the armchair, so that's just one single seat, all the way up to 4 seats. On top of the number of seats, you can also customize into 4 different colors. For my situation, I opted for the love seat or the 2-seat configuration, the light gray color. I feel like this really opens up the space because it's very kind of a light color. And also by having a smaller sofa, I can put other things like, say, for example, an office. Cozey also does offer an add-on, which is the Ottoman. If you watch a lot of TV and you want to lie down, I definitely recommend getting that add-on. So let's talk about comfort, how it actually feels to sit on the sofa. What does it feel like? Now, there are 2 issues you want to avoid when getting a new sofa. One, you don't want something too soft that kind of you sink in. You want something that supports you, but you'd also want something that is not too firm, kind of like you don't want to be sitting on a bench when you're watching Netflix, for example. I honestly have to say that the Cozey sofa feels perfect. It kind of hits the Goldilocks zone where it's not too firm, but also not too soft. It just feels very comfortable to sit on for long periods of time. So I've asked my family members to try the sofa and they found it extremely comfortable. And for me, myself, I'm a pretty large person, 6'3" at 230 pounds. I found that sitting on it for long periods of time to be extremely comfortable. Now, despite this sofa being compact or easy to transport, I don't want you to think that it's like a tiny sofa. It's actually a full-size sofa in terms of the height and depth of it. And I think depth is very important, especially if you want to be napping on this. For example, you can remove the backrests and put them on the arms, and then you can just lie down. It feels very comfortable because you have a lot of space for your entire body. Sometimes you might want to get a compact sofa, and so you might buy one that has a very narrow depth, and that might be very uncomfortable in the long experience because it's very hard to nap and you don't have a lot of space to support you. This is a full-size sofa in terms of its depth. Now, I obviously got the 2-seater, which is going to be smaller for me. I'm not going to, sleep on this all the time, maybe take a little nap. But if you opted for the 3-seater or the 4-seater, then you're going to have a fun time taking all your naps and really just relaxing on the sofa. So let's talk about the actual build quality and materials used in the sofa. The first thing I want to talk about is the upholstery. The actual fabric on the sofa is a very premium quality. The stitching is done extremely well. And I found that the overall sofa structure was very solid. Nothing was creaking or moving about. All the parts felt very secure. Nothing was moving or kind of shaking like at all. It just felt like a very solid one-piece type of sofa. I also found that the wooden legs looked absolutely amazing. They have this nice wooden feel. They're very heavy, so they definitely feel like premium quality. And another thing I noticed is that there's pretty good clearance on the ground. So you can actually put some storage there if you want, or you can have, let's say, a vacuum, and it's very easy to clean underneath the actual sofa. One thing I want to mention about the fabric is that, let's say you have a spill on it, you can actually replace the materials on it, so you can replace the covers. The last thing I want to talk about is Cozey's excellent customer service. I found from the beginning their digital experience was a lot more pleasant than having to go into a brick and mortar store and deal with pushy salespeople. I found their online experience to actually emailing them and getting a response almost the day of was a very pleasant experience overall. What's also amazing is that their delivery service is extremely fast. It comes in about a week or so. I found that with other brick and mortar stores like EQ or Leon's or The Brick, if you ordered something, it would take 3 months to actually get the item if you're lucky. This is a very fast service and something that I expect with our online digital age. So in the end, Cozey's hype around its sofa in a box exceeded my expectations. In terms of its modular design that makes it very easy to transport, assemble, and disassemble, the elegant look, the modern type of look that opens up my space, my tiny little condo. And also, I really have to appreciate how comfortable, the perfect level of firmness and softness it offers. I say this is an amazing type of sofa, and it's definitely something that we all need in this modern world. Overall, I'm just very impressed with this sofa, and I definitely do recommend trying out, especially when there's a 30-day trial period. So if you have any questions about this sofa, please let me know in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.